Welcome back, everyone. Well, with the white of winter gone, thank goodness, you may be facing the brown branches of spring as you're looking out on your landscaping now.
Yes. How do you get there? Green to return.
A lot of weeds and junk out there. Well, in many cases, you might have to get pruning. Scott visited Nora Murphy of Nora Murphy Country House last week, and she shows us the way.
Nora Murphy, nice to see you.
Good to see you.
We're in the great outdoors. All right, we're at Nora Murphy's Country House in Newtown, Connecticut. I love the outfit. Let's just start right there. This would make me get out in the garden.
Good. Well, see, it's a great place to keep your pruners.
Absolutely. This is amazing.
And you have to make sure your pruners are sharp.
Make sure your pruners are sharp. That is the topic of today's segment, is pruning your bushes. And we're going to start with this hydrangea.
Yeah, people are always skeptical about their hydrangea, when to prune it. I purposely let them go waiting for you to come so I can show you. But you can see they're already pushing themselves out, and all their energy is going into the base of the plant. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut out the dead.
Okay, because to be perfectly honest, I usually just leave the dead and let all the new growth grow around it. That's not a good idea.
Well, you could, but it's kind of ugly.
It is kind of ugly.
So what I would do is, you can see some of these, like right here.
Yep, it's got new growth.
There's new growth, so just snip right above it.
Snip above the new growth.
Above the new growth, here too, right above it.
Okay.
And if you don't see any new growth, then just take it out. And this will really, really focus their growth now, because the poor things want to grow, but they've got all this dead wood they're dealing with.
Yeah, that's not good. How is it that you always get me to come to your house and prune your bushes, Nora? You call this a segment, but I don't know.
You're right. But you remember last year when we did the butterfly bush, that grew so prolifically all summer, and I think it was your magic touch.
It was.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, Nora, I hear my phone ringing. I'll be right back.
Where are you going? No, come on back. Come on back. Don't you leave me to do this whole thing myself.
Don't worry, we finished up the hydrangeas together. Then it was over to tackle the boxwoods, but not before a quick pit stop.
Scott, listen, while we're on the way, take a little whiff of these beautiful lilacs. Aren't they wonderful?
Oh my God, that's magic.
Now, I just want to give you a little tip here too, is that once you cut these for your home, or they start to fade, cut them immediately. Otherwise, they're going to go to seed, and then you're not going to get flowers next year.
Really? I didn't know that. So that's why always people say, how come my bush doesn't bloom the following year? It's because you left the flowers on and they go to seed.
They go to seed, and then it wasn't flowering, or you'll get less flowers, that's for sure.
And you just snip them right here at the base?
Right at the joint.
Right at the joint. All right, that's a great tip. All right, Nora, I see and I smell the boxwood. Wow, this has suffered a real good amount of damage over the winter.
Yeah, it made me cry, actually. But, you know, these, when we first bought the house, were very little, and they had a lot of winter kill. Then I cut it back to the ground, and look how big they are like 10 years later.
Okay.
There are clearly dead spots in there that have no hope for recovery. So Nora and I cut out all the areas of brown, hoping new branches with green leaves will eventually sprout.
So I'm really going down in, and even if I could cut them way back down to the base is going to help. And believe it or not, these are going to come back. It'll look ugly for a little while, but you got to do what you got to do.
And I did what I had to do. Call me Edward Scissorhands, cutting and tossing out the dead branches.
Oh, wow. It's like a broom.
It's like a bouquet for a Halloween bride.
The takeaway here?
Don't be afraid to trim the boxwood. Dead is dead. It's not coming back.
No. And this is its best chance on coming back. So, again, it doesn't look very pretty right now. It's kind of ugly, but we're going to try to save it.
I like it. All right, roses are next.
Roses are next.
Armed with our heavy leather gloves, we look at what we're up against.
Okay, so we've got a bed here. It looks kind of messy.
Yes, it is. This is like the leftover from last fall, and then now this spring, everything is really bursting. So these are my fairy roses. It's a big bed of roses. I mean, it's really beautiful. And behind it, I've got English ivy. I love the backdrop of the dark green to the fairy roses. And then I've even got some daffodils and Russian sage growing in here. So what I do here is I need to start to prune things that, again, are dead. So you see, they just snap off too.
All right.
You might get some new growth stuck on there, but don't worry about it. There's so much here. So what I would do is start to cut some of the rose.
Cut down. Now I see green and brown. Should I cut down to the green, or the whole thing goes?
Down to the green.
Right down to the green?
Yeah, and if you can't, then just cut the whole thing down. It'll grow. Again, anytime you cut, it promotes growth. And then what I'm going to do too is I've got a lot of this ivy that's starting to strangle the roses.
Okay.
So I'm going to start to cut them back.
Teamwork makes the dream work, and we made a lot of progress. In this bed, at least.
Nora, here we have the finished product. You've done a really amazing job. They look terrific.
Thank you. These were in rough shape like the other part of the border, and what I did is I just cut back the dead wood, and look at, after a week or so, it's all fresh, healthy leaves.
And these are going to fill in throughout the rest of the season in the summer.
This is going to be beautiful, and these are fairy roses, so they have these bouquets of little pink roses. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to totally encircle the entire patio.
It's gorgeous. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm completely exhausted from our Pruning 101. Thank you so much. I'm sweaty, too. Thank you, Nora. Where can we go for more inspirational ideas?
To my website, please, NoraMurphyCountryHouse.com, and we've got a brand new online magazine, The Garden Issue.
Always a pleasure. I'm going to go make some prune juice.
Oh.